Crossovers are truly the flavor of the season nowadays in the global car industry, especially in emerging markets such as India. Now, motivated by the success of crossovers, a lot of companies have entered this segment. Companies that did not have an existing model resorted to adding design elements to their existing hatchbacks to give them a sort of visual look of a crossover. Some worked, some didn't. But when I heard of the Volvo S60 Cross Country, my first reaction was, what the hell were the people thinking at Volvo? I mean, why would you want to convert a sedan into a crossover of all? Turns out, the car is with us here today, and we're trying to find out if the S60 Cross Country is a model with which Volvo has gone a little too far ahead into the crossover segment by using a sedan platform, or is it the recipe that no one else in the Indian car market has used successfully till date. The S60 Cross Country has a massive 201mm ground clearance, which surprisingly doesn't give the car an odd stance as I had earlier expected till the time I saw it in flesh. Being a cross-country variant, it has body cladding, skid plates and a different front grille. On the side there are flared up wheel arches. The wheels themselves have been upsized to 18-inch instead of the 17-inch ones you would find on the standard S60. Beyond that, the S60 Cross Country is pretty much like a regular S60 sedan when it comes to exterior design. Does it look better than the regular S60? No. And the reason for that is that whereas the S60 was designed as a sedan, the S60 Cross Country, due to its raised height and a few other elements, looks mildly disturbed design. Does it look weird though? Not at all. It might not be a free-flowing design, but it looks very muscular and has an imposing stance on the road. So the next thing for us now would be to get inside the S60 Cross Country and have a look at the cabin. Inside the cabin of the S60 Cross Country, the surroundings are pretty similar to what you'd find in a regular S60. There's the usual center console, the infotainment screen which provides access to USB, Bluetooth, MP3, also displays navigation data, serves up as a display to the reverse parking camera. So not much of change here. So the overall cabin experience of the S60 Cross Country is pretty much in line with what one would expect from a car in this segment of the luxury domain. Now, what's different for the driver here, apart from the driving dynamics when you're in the seat here, because of the raised stance, the driving ride height, the driving seat height is also somewhat more than what you'd find in the regular S60, which in turn gives you a better view, a more upright view of the road ahead. And that is something that many drivers would appreciate. Now I'm in the rear seat, and with the driver's seat stretched back to my preference, I have a lot of space, and for someone of my height, the rear seat of this car is perfectly fine. For taller occupants though, the sloping roofline might be an issue, and the same could be the story with the legroom, which is fine for me, but again for people who are taller than me, there could be an issue of space. But overall, I think it's a decently spaced out cabin, and what has changed in the S60 Cross Country, I mean really there's just one change when you look at the rear seat passenger experience, and that is the entry and exit into and out of the cabin, which we also call ingress and egress. And as you will be able to see, exiting the S60 Cross Country is a lot easier than on the regular S60 sedan. And with that, I think it's time for us to take the S60 Cross Country out for a spin in this open area and check how the engine and everything else performs. Off the line, the S60 Cross Country moves without a fuss and offers impressive acceleration. Florid, and what follows is quite enjoyable. Through the gears, 6 of which are mated to the engine, the shifting speed is pretty decent. The only area for improvement I could spot with this powertrain is the way it sounds, which is a bit loud and fluttery. Not so refined. Well, not just compared to the competition, but even to Volvo's own 2-litre 4-cylinder drive-E engine. The S60 Cross Country comes with all-wheel drive, and this totally changes the way one would drive this vehicle and confide in its abilities to obliterate somewhat rough surfaces. The all-wheel drive system sourced from Haldex is a pretty intelligent system. When required, the system can transfer up to 50% of available power to the rear and the front axle in normal conditions, but can up that to the rear axle if the front wheels start fighting for traction. The S60 Cross Country has a fair bit of body roll while cornering hard, a trait that's very well controlled in the regular S60, primarily due to its significantly lower height. On safety terms, well, it's a Volvo, so it comes with pretty much every technology that the competition has, but in addition, it offers the city safety system as well. This system can automatically apply brakes to bring the vehicle to halt in case a collision is imminent, and works up to a speed of 50 km per hour, which covers most of the urban requirements. So our conclusion then is that if you're looking for a crossover that is more closer to a sedan in terms of driving dynamics without losing the height benefits of a crossover, the S60 Cross Country is a good pick. Plus, it's not just a front-wheel drive car with a raised suspension. So it's time to sum up the Volvo S60 Cross Country now, and to be honest, when I first heard of this car and saw it in the pictures, it seemed a little odd to me. It seemed out of place. I didn't think it would really work, but having spent the day with the car, well, actually having seen it first in flesh, I was pretty much like, yeah, it doesn't look that bad. And having driven through the day, I kind of like it as well. I like it for the punch the engine offers, the grip and the versatility that the all-wheel drive system brings in, the raised suspension. It also not only makes it easier to get in the cabin and get out of it, but it also offers you the option of traversing surfaces that otherwise aren't possible on a regular sedan. Well, one could argue, why didn't Volvo choose to equip the S60 Cross Country with the drive-E 2-litre engine, which is a far more refined unit, and also the 8-speed automatic transmission? Well, the answer to that is that if that was equipped in this car, maybe the all-wheel drive system wouldn't have been here. And without the all-wheel drive system, the S60 Cross Country would have been reduced to just a show car, a looker, a car that would have looked like a crossover, but without any added functionalities. In its present form, it offers all the functionalities you would expect from a crossover. We don't have the prices yet because the car is yet to be launched. By the time you see this video, the prices will be out, which should be visible somewhere here. For more information on automotive technology and on this vehicle, please feel free to visit the website www.autotechreview.com.